Wow, 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 wow. Big statement from Isak, as you can see. Newcastle's player currently looking for that Liverpool move. We have to get the content out there for City Talks Football. Liverpool news, of course, Spurs, Eze, and also Salah winning PFA of the year 3 times in his career. Absolute amazing milestone. Is he the greatest player in the Premier League? That's something I want to put a debate to as well. So yeah, everyone tuning in, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification. As I said, this channel will be covering all the big clubs in the Premier League for whether it's transfers or whether it's big game results and stuff. We did see United and Arsenal in the last video, of course. So as you can see here, Issa has put a statement out on Instagram. I'm proud to be recognised by fellow professionals with a place in the PFA Team of the Year for the last season. I want to thank his teammates and everyone at Newcastle who's not going to be at the awards. With everything going on, he doesn't feel it's right, of course. He's pushing for that Liverpool move. Now, what he wants to also say is kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken, which is very true. A lot of the media have put out what they want to say, of course, and I totally agree with that as well. But I've always said there's always 2 sides to the story. We've heard, well, actually 3 sides: the media side, Newcastle side, and the player itself. He's saying that they put their own versions and they don't know what's actually happened behind closed doors. The reality is that promises were made and the club has known its position for a long time. To now act as if these issues are now only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship cannot continue. And that's where things for me are right now and why change is in the best interest of everyone, not just myself. And I want to say, I don't think he's put a transfer request in. So he's kind of respecting Newcastle at the same time because Newcastle have brought him to the Premier League. Newcastle have given him this opportunity. He has delivered. He's done a fantastic job. He scored goals, left, right, center. He's won them the first trophy. But now he wants to be repaid in value. Let the guy go, clearly. Obviously, I'm talking from a non-biased Chelsea fan mindset. Him moving to Liverpool is going to be absolutely madness. Going to have him, Gakpo. Obviously, Works hasn't been too convincing yet, but once he adapts, he's going to be a great player, of course. You got Salah, 3 times PFA, of course, and you got Ekitike, kind of like Torres, a bit more stocky, but has started really, really well. Liverpool look frightened at the front. The attacking is solid. Defense looks okay, but I still think they need a CDM. I think they're missing that Casado. And if you watch Chelsea with Casado, you will know this guy sweeps up. If you're not a hater and you actually watch football, you will know what Casado does. And I think if he was at Liverpool, that team would be complete. The likes of Alisson, Van Dijk, you got your Salahs and stuff. That team would be one of the best in this modern era for sure. So to get Isak, which I do think they need actually, because I don't know, I think they still need that big target man. I think Isak covers that just about, in my eyes personally anyway. Ekitike is more like a Suarez, Torres type player, second striker, can play up front and stuff. And I think Liverpool will need different ideas. So let me know what you think about that one, of course. This is a big statement. As we know, Fabrizio Romano has also said Isak makes his move and always was clear since July. He only wants Liverpool. He doesn't want to discuss any other option with Newcastle or Saudi. He only wants Liverpool. So that is everything for me. Mo Salah becomes the first ever player to win PFA Player of the Year all 3 times. I do want to say I'm not going to put this statement down. I'm going to give him his flowers, of course, especially outside of football as well. Got to give him his flowers as well for talking truth. When it comes to Salah and Hazard, I always pick Hazard because of what I've seen in person. I've watched Hazard properly for about 5-6 years in person, like going to the games home and away and seeing it in my own eyes. What he did on the pitch, I don't think Salah could do, in my opinion. But Salah has always been consistent. Goal scorer. We use this stat for the likes of Lampard to put over Scholes and Gerrard. So I understand when people come out saying they prefer Salah over Hazard. But to even be compared to Hazard in itself is an achievement, because we saw year by year Hazard being compared to the likes of David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Alexis Sanchez, Mo Salah. So for Salah, it's been great. Obviously, last couple of years, I don't think he's been that good, but he's been getting the goals, of course, and the quality of the league has been poor. Let's be real. But that doesn't mean that's his fault. He's obviously done a fantastic job, and he deserves his flowers, of course. So he's definitely Premier League great. I do think he's Liverpool's greatest player of all time, in my opinion. Obviously, they've got the likes of Michael Owen, who won Ballon d'Or, Bobby Fowler, Ian Rush, and obviously Stevie G. I think if Steven Gerrard had won the league, maybe he would be still first, in my opinion. So Gerrard probably top three, definitely top five. You got Ian Rush, and obviously Salah, of course, which is great. I'm sure they've got other legends that I'm not going to know fully about, but from what I know, in today's world, Salah is definitely top two. For me, Liverpool's greatest player of all time. Where does that rank him in the league? Obviously, he's been here for many, many years. But I just feel like when he first burst on the scene, or when the best players were in the league, the likes of Ronaldo, obviously he wasn't there at the time, but when Hazard was there, Sanchez was there, he was still in, where was he? The Swedish club? Basel. Forgive me if I get it wrong. But you know what I mean? He wasn't really there, but he come just after and he dominated. Like no one's been better than him. I think Son was probably the closest, but we'll give him his flowers without a doubt for sure. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking about him. Where would you rank him in Liverpool's best players and also the Premier League best players? We also see Team of the Year. I'm okay with this list. I think Chris Wood gets an honourable mention. I think he done a phenomenal job for Forest, with his age and stuff. Forest not being in the league for that long, he's done great. It's like, I think had a slow start. I think he started his goal campaign against Chelsea, in fact, in like match day 8, from my memory. Salah obviously getting goals. It is what it is. If you score goals, no one can complain, right? Obviously, Liverpool in the league, they had a great midfield, and then we've got Declan Rice. Okay. Not going to say anything about that. Arsenal defence was solid. And then you got obviously the Bournemouth guys. So I think overall it's a decent team. I'm not gonna get too angry about it. I don't think there's any major issues with that. Obviously, I can't say Chelsea. We're just getting fourth, just about. We won, the Conference League and the Club World Cup, but in the Premier League we weren't that convincing until right at the end. So I can't really say anything about that. But Caicedo was one of the most consistent Chelsea players, of course, alongside Cucurella, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm not surprised Cole Palmer got in there, because obviously after January he disappeared. That's just the honest truth. The team went through a bad form. To be fair, Cucurella could have made it actually there. Caicedo, Cucurella could have had the same. Eze. Now, Chelsea, obviously I was at the game. This guy rolled out during the game. I think he had a great game, not making Caicedo. I think Reece James had him in his pocket at times. Even when he scored at Reece James read that like a book, and it was great. But he was phenomenal. This guy was phenomenal. Coming to West London. Crystal Palace is only about half an hour away, by the way, guys. I don't know if you know about Lever Grill and all their food stuff. But Crystal Palace wasn't that far. You know what I mean? So I saw Crystal Palace fans everywhere when I went to him. So Eze to Spurs, I saw him after the game. Guy rolling out with no security. Player ready to go, of course. I saw Steve Parish as well in his Ferrari, some special Ferrari. I can't remember what colour it was, like a metallic green and nude together. Like it was some weird green colour. Like it was mad. Like I was like, who the hell is that? I look at it, Steve Parish. That guy's got more like guys. Especially driving that in London, that's mad. I wouldn't want to drive that in London personally, attracting a lot of people unless it's got security everywhere. But Eze, as I said, should be a Spurs player. They want to sign Morgan Gibbs White, of course, and instead of signing Eze, I think Eze is a massive upgrade. Crystal Palace have had gems over the years. They've had Eze, they've had Elise. Chelsea could have some of these guys, of course. And I also saw some news about Chelsea offered 30 million plus Dewsbury Hall for Mohamed Kudus before he agreed with Spurs. Also, personal terms agreed with Chelsea. I'm not sure if I fully agree with that. Obviously, the Sun had posted it. We had Blue Lions TV, one of the biggest Chelsea accounts on social media, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, also mentioned that a couple months ago, in fact. So he was one of the first as well. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Obviously, we don't really see swap deals anymore. We see, separate deals being part of that. So, Marvin Kudos would have been nice at Chelsea, but as a Marvin Kudos, I think Spurs are cooking right now. I think it was time to let go of likes of Son, of course. Isn't really the same player. Has been here for many, many years. Scored great amount of goals. But yeah, it was time to go. But yeah, Eze, Marvin Kudos, that looks great. Richarlison obviously coming on form now. Solanke coming back from injury. It's going to be a crazy, crazy season. So yeah, that's everything from me. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, hit the notification, tune in one day, comment down below your thoughts and opinions. Also want to say, obviously, Garnacho to Chelsea from a United standpoint, because obviously I talk about Chelsea side of war, why Chelsea always, from a United standpoint, they need the funds, of course. They've spent a great amount of money signing the likes of, obviously, from Brentford. We've had Cunha from Wolves, I think it was, and obviously they signed Sesko. So they need to bring some money back. Garnacho, they still want £50 million for a player that has been openly admitting that he doesn't want to play for United. The manager freezing them out of the squad as well. How can you, as a football club, expect 50 million? And Chelsea do not want to go over 40 million, in my opinion, from what I've seen from reports and stuff. So United have to take an L on this. They've taken an L on Mason Mount, of course, £60 million. And now it's going to be Garnacho. It looks like it will be here we go very, very soon. So let's see what happens. So yeah, City Talk Football, everything around the biggest news around the top clubs in the Premier League and also in Europe. Mbappe scoring his first goal in La Liga. I think it was a penalty, in fact, actually. So yeah, that's everything from me. As I say, well, City Talk Football. I'm out. Peace.